Hello and welcome to the LUMEN project. I'm Dr. Helene, clinical psychologist. I'm super excited. Today I'm joined by Tim Campbell, ocean and surf therapy facilitator. So you're in for a treat, guys. Let's go. Hi Tim,
Hey.
how are you?
Good, you all right?
Yeah, good. Thank you so much for joining me today at this beautiful beach. This must
Pleasure.
be your backyard.
It's the office.
Nice, lucky you. Okay, so Tim, tell us a bit about who you are and what is ocean and surf therapy?
Cool, thank you. Well, basically, surf and ocean therapy is a program that we've created specifically at the Talay, which is a boutique accommodation in Southern Thailand where we run ocean and surf therapy programs, as well as other holistic activities, which really allows people to experience the ocean and the benefits that come from being in and around the ocean.
Yeah, amazing. And so how did you get into surfing and kind of understanding these benefits between being in the ocean and keeping well?
Yeah, so I'm a bit of a fish. I grew up most of my life around the ocean. So for decades now, I know the benefits that come from being in and around the ocean, particularly surfing and how you get into this flow state. And so I just really wanted to share it with people. And Southern Thailand is an amazing, beautiful place with the Andaman Sea, warm water.
Yeah.
So it's a great environment for people to come and experience ocean therapy.
Yeah, amazing. So I guess you learned firsthand the benefits for you of being in the ocean, being in nature, kind of being in flow and mastering skills. And then you thought, oh, I want to share this with people.
For sure. I mean, it came really from an observation where a lot of people were traveling to Thailand on holidays and they would come to learn to surf at our surf school. And sure, they wanted to learn to surf, but we ended up, becoming friends and in the waves, and they would sort of open up and share their joys and heartaches and struggles. And so after, 15, 16 years of this observation, realizing that, all right, people are really in search for more to life than just a surf lesson. So we knew that surfing was a great tool to be able to get people in the ocean, but help them discover something more about themselves. And that's sort of what ocean therapy and surf therapy is really about. It's not to solve or fix any problems. It's really just giving them the space to be curious and discover and be present. And hopefully through that process, they'll find some answers, or really just, at the very least, just had a great time and go back into the next stage of life feeling great, maybe with a different perspective or whatever.
Yeah, I love that. And I think, everyone can benefit from feeling well and working on themselves. And probably entering a therapy room isn't really for everyone. Whereas, throwing yourself literally into the deep end and the space being created in that way can be really transformative, I guess, for some people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for a lot of people that didn't grow up on the coast, even just stepping into the ocean can be a big deal. But let alone getting on a surfboard, and they're like, oh, is this an extreme sport? And so, that alone, just getting in the ocean for some people is like a huge thing.
Facing your fears.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I had the privilege of spending some time at the Talay, and I loved it. And that day when we went, the waves were really choppy. And yeah, it was a little bit of a rush. It felt a little bit like facing my fears. And then afterwards, I got that kind of sense of accomplishment, and I did feel kind of renewed.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to go to the next level today when we get you on a board.
Okay, amazing. Although it doesn't look very wavy, so let's see. Okay, so Tim, tell us a bit about your life. So what was it like in Australia? How much surfing were you doing? What else were you doing to kind of lead you to where you are today?
Yeah, nice. So growing up in a small town in Australia, it was a surf town, so you naturally get pulled into it because everyone's doing it. And it was a different culture. It was very much like everyone pushing each other to get bigger waves, better waves, surf really well. It was really performance-based. Even though there were mellow days and people were just yahooing in the water and having fun. So that's where it started for me, getting into surfing. Sort of taught myself, being pushed by other people, which got me better. But then when I came to Thailand on holidays...
How long ago, Tim?
A little while. It's one long summer that just hasn't ended yet,
True for so many of us.
So that was 17 years ago I first came here, and didn't know there was waves in Thailand. That was not on the postcard, but realizing there were waves in the season. And yeah, a friend and I, we started a surf school, primarily really to give the local guys jobs that we were hanging out with. And they were coming from, you know, lives that didn't have the same opportunities as others. So we just wanted to create a place to give them a job, some vocational business training, language, you know, give them some belonging and give them a different chance at life. And so surfing was a great tool to do that. And then, as I mentioned before, you know, meeting lots of travelers coming through, learning to surf, that really sort of sparked this curiosity and awareness. Like, oh, actually, surfing's more than just a selfish sport for me to go and have fun. You know, it's actually a great tool to actually help other people. So yeah, that's sort of how it started with the surfing. And I've always been passionate about using business to bring community together.
Yes.
So my wife and I, we decided to build our own place called the Tillay, where people could come on holidays and locals and find some community and participate in some activities which are fun, awesome, challenging, but also just helps them discover something more about themselves.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's when we met 4.5 years ago. That was something I was really taken by, that you wanted to blend people coming in with the local population. And I think in these touristy places, sometimes these two things can feel really separate. And I've really admired you and Sam for how you help, you know, blend. Like, we can share skills. I know for me as a tourist, if I go all the way to another country, I want to actually feel like I've met the people or had some sense of the place. And I think that you do that really well.
Thanks.
And it's also something that's sort of trending at the moment as well, is travel with a purpose. So not just coming and taking from the land and taking from the people, like exploiting them. I think you're very conscious in giving back. And I think that that's wonderful.
Yeah, thanks. And you highlighted it, but it also goes both ways, like, right? So it's locals have so much to offer. It's not foreigners coming in and just teaching local people stuff.
100%, yeah.
And so I think it's really cool that, you know, someone from a cliche surf country like Hawaii, America, Australia came to Thailand to learn surfing from a local Thai person, you know. Now they have this local skill and this connection to this local new friend, and yeah, it's awesome. It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And just to add to that, I think Thais, you know, with Buddhism at the kind of foundation of their culture, I've learned so much through being here, you know, like what will be, and just the more like collectivist view of society. And like, I've learned so much about well-being through being here, and not just only this Western, like capitalistic, individualistic kind of society. So I love that when I went to the Tillay, you know, the workers that you have, you know, everyone's part of it and everyone's sort of equal. And I feel that's a real, what's the opposite of dystopia? A utopia, a utopian little world that you're creating, which
cool.
I really like.
Yeah, nice, thanks.
Okay, so let's get into the kind of nitty gritty of the benefits of surf therapy. So have you worked with somebody who maybe came to you for whatever reason and received some sort of transformation through working with you?
Yeah, nice. So I guess one of the success stories, which was without being intentional, we run this ocean beach rescue program, which is primarily for kids and teaching them about rip currents and how to be safe on the beach, but also how to rescue someone if they got in trouble in the water. And through this program, which we call grommets, was this little boy came, and after about 3 weeks, his dad called me and he said, "Tim, what have you done with my son?" I was like, nothing. Like, oh, is he okay? And his dad just began to tell me, like, they've just arrived to Phuket and they've started a new school. His young son lacked confidence and things, but after 3 weeks, and he could really pinpoint it to coming to the beach, the grommets program, that his son had really changed. He was more confident at home and in school. He was making friends. And so the dad was just blown away. Now, the dad was a surgeon for the Royal British Police, and he was just fascinated how surfing or being at the beach could help someone just purely through play and engagement, which helps build confidence and things like that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think one thing I noticed, so after we first met at the Tillay, I then was in the ocean, more playful, and I was like, yeah, I actually don't have these opportunities to play and just to feel free. So yeah, I think that's really underestimated as well. Amazing.
It's a new lease of life, right? Adults can forget how to play and be a child and just let loose and just have fun, in a healthy way.
Yeah.
And I mean, surfing's been used by the US military since 2008 as part of their vet program. So they've seen and recognized the power of surfing that it has as a form of therapy. The UK Medical Association have officially prescribed surfing as an official form of therapy. So clinical psychologists and therapists can now prescribe surfing, which is the coolest thing ever, to their patients. You know?
That's amazing. And my brother's a doctor. He was living in Cornwall. And, 1 in 3 patient visits are about mental health. And it was so cool that he was able to prescribe surf therapy, as one of many options, alongside like talking therapy or medicine. And it's so needed. So
yeah, nice. Amazing. And I think that's one misconception of surf therapy, particularly, is that people might say, "Oh, I'm not a surfer, so it's not for me," or "Oh, I tried surfing when I was backpacking and I failed, and like that's not for me." But surf therapy is not about performance and learning to surf per se. It's not about getting better at surfing. It's using surfing as a tool to get people into the ocean and mainly to be present and get into this flow state. And it can be the beginning of really meaningful change. So that's one real big misconception. The other challenge that we find is where people, when they hear the word therapy. So I've got lots of mates and as soon as I say therapy, they're like, "Oh, that's not for me. Oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine,
Especially the Aussie male.
That's where the accent really kicks in.
Yeah.
Although there's been a real shift in Australia and the government really been pushing a lot of initiatives about mental health. And so what used to be like, "Oh, no, I don't share my feelings. I'm a man, I'm a guy." Now you got guys going for ocean swims and then having coffee and sharing their feelings with each other. Like, whoa, what has happened, And that's really cool. But this word therapy, I feel like can be a misconception and a challenge for us because people think, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not broken." And it's not what it's about. So I think there's a real distinction between clinical therapy and therapeutic experience.
Yeah.
And so, someone might go to the sauna just to like de-stress, feel good. They might go for a massage, go for a walk. It's really a therapeutic exercise.
Yeah.
So ocean and surf therapy is, for me personally, I'd put it more into that category.
Yeah.
Even though, like I said, the vets and other people are using it for more serious trauma therapy people who do have some issues.
Yeah.
But it is really for everyone,
Yeah.
I'd say like you don't, get injured and then stretch after you get injured, you stretch before physical activity so you don't get injured. So I think ocean and surf therapy is just a great way to stay healthy, find that work-life balance and keep you in good tune, good rhythm in life. It's not because you're hurting or suffering really. It's just staying healthy, staying good,
Yeah. And I think one thing I notice is that men sometimes struggle to build community. So sometimes men maybe go to bars or whatever and they don't open up in the same way as maybe women do. And as a result, maybe not a direct result, but there's a lot of male suicides around the sort of 40s. And I think that many men might not really want to go to group therapy or talking therapy, but they'd probably be all right to go surfing. And I think this is really nice because it's another, like a bridge into having some help that doesn't feel as intimidating or stigmatizing maybe as seeing an often like a female therapist. So I think that's very cool.
Absolutely. I think the ocean becomes a safe space for people. I mean, one classic guy, he came and we're waiting for waves on the board and he just starts to share how he's in Thailand because he's heartbroken. His girlfriend dumped him after 4 years, and it might seem trivial to some people, but to him that was a big deal. And he was really hurting, but he just felt like he could open up and just share that. And so he left the beach that day just feeling, all right, I still don't have my girl, but I'm
all right.
It's going to be all right. There's more fish in the sea, excuse the pun.
Yeah, nice. But I think one thing, now that I know you better and better, is you're very grounded in your energy, I think. Like I feel some people are mindful, they're present, and then you make it easy, I think, to open up. And probably, maybe you were born like that, but maybe it's also what you do and making the time to play, to rest, to be mindful, to be in nature.
Yeah.
Probably had some benefits to you.
Oh, for sure.
Nice.
I'm not the office couch type of guy,
No.
that's me.
Yeah, nice. So are there any considerations, like any risks or challenges that people should be aware of if they're going to do this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, being able to swim is a huge benefit. Although we can get people in the ocean without having to be able to swim, we can get you knee deep, just feeling the water and feel the energy of the water. But not really. I mean, so it's open for everyone, I'd say, of any age. It's really a low level experience where people can just discover some really amazing therapy without it being serious or having to dive deep, maybe bring up heavy things from the past and things like that as well. So, yeah.
So anyone can do it as long as they're working within their kind of personal limits of how strong a swimmer they are and how comfortable they feel.
Pretty much, we'll always ask people where they come, do you have any injuries, back issues or things like that? Should we not get you on a surfboard? So yeah, we do a sort of pre-screening before people come.
Yeah, nice, amazing. So are there any techniques that people can kind of use from their home? Maybe they don't have access to the sea, but things that they can do to be more mindful, to be more connected to nature, in flow.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I mean, if people don't live near the beach or near the ocean, I think a really great tool is just to write it down. So people have been journaling and using that as a mental exercise for a long time, and there's real power in that. So, getting your thoughts out on paper and writing it down is a way to sort of like let it go, or at least put it down while you allow yourself to focus on something else for a while.
Yeah.
That's a powerful tool. I mean, the other one is to try and get in the flow state and just carve out 20 minutes and just focus on one thing intentionally for 20 minutes. Gardening, go for a walk, some exercise, cooking.
Yeah.
By getting into that flow state, you really allow yourself to feel the therapeutic benefits of that. So you don't have to be in the ocean for that. So that's something people can do that live in the country. But if you live on the beach, get in the ocean.
Yes.
It's crazy how many people I know that live on Phuket, which is a tropical island, and they never go to the beach.
Yeah.
Or if they do, they might sit on the edge in the shade and they never even put their feet in the water. Okay, you don't have to surf or get into crazy waves, but just get your feet in the water.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it's super life-changing.
Yeah. And I think it's also about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I think, a lot of people, sometimes myself included, you might just stay by the pool on your comfy deck chair because the waves are a bit too big. But actually, when you go out there, it's a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, but it's actually a lot of fun. And then you get that sense of like accomplishment. And just that connection of there's a huge power in the waves and in being in nature. And we live a very sterile life, so many of us. So I think, just getting out your comfort zone, getting wet.
I think for most people, it's a huge first step, right?
Yeah.
Because once you realize like, oh, I did that, maybe I can apply that to other things in my life,
Yeah. Nice. So Tim, what is next for you? How do you see your work progressing?
Yeah, so we're really excited. We just opened the Tillay last year. So we're excited to be able to host people from all over the world coming to Thailand and really launch our program properly and share our knowledge, what we've learned, our experiences with people with the hope that they will benefit from it too. So yeah, we're excited. We've got our team. We're ready to go. The waves have just started coming back in Phuket, so we're in the season. And I think for me, the dream for Tillay is to get to a point where people come and they experience something that truly benefits their life and they've got a tool that they're able to go back home and it actually helps them flourish even better in their normal environment. Maybe it inspires them to do something else. They've run into you at the Tillay and you're surfing together and they're hearing what you're doing and they're like, all right, that's what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
Or you've helped them on their journey, in a better way. And I think everyone has something to share. And just being around like-minded people, or just anyone really, and hearing their story, I think really helps your own story. So
100%.
I get excited one day to hear that someone started this amazing enterprise or this cool project or whatever, and they're like, it all started from Talay, you know?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I think also when you take yourself outside of the rat race or whatever, you've got time to really think about what you really want, where you're going in life. And the Talay I love because you don't have any TVs in the room. It's a chance to unplug and reflect, which is great. And also what you were saying about the people that go, like we often attract those people that we need in our lives. I think it's obviously a bit woo-woo, but I know when I did like a spiritual retreat, I learned a lot from the master, but I learned so much from everyone that was there. Everyone had an interesting experience. Everyone was sort of called to personal development, and yeah, just putting yourself in that environment, you're going to benefit from the group collective, I think.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I've had my life experiences which are different to yours, you know.
Yeah.
So I can't begin to understand everything that you've been through. But someone sitting right next to you may have went through the same thing.
Yeah.
And being in that environment, especially the ocean, where you are you feel safe, you're challenged, you physically feel different after being in the ocean, which you're going to experience today.
Yeah.
And yeah, no doubt you're going to inspire and help each other.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you for being an inspiration yourself.
Thank you.
I think you're sort of like a modern day monk or something, like a surfing monk. Because you
Not a beach bum.
Well, I think, it's so important as well to practice what you preach. And, as I said, I've known you for 4.5 years and you're always on the ocean and you're always practicing what you preach, and that really matters a lot. So yeah, thank you. Thanks for sharing your story.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Let's go work.
Yes. Nice. Welcome.
Nice. Oh,
yeah.
yay.
Surf therapy session with Talay.
Yes.
Nice. Welcome.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually really nervous. I was just focusing on our chat, and now I'm like, oh no, now I need to actually
This is the real deal.
This is the real deal. Oh my gosh.
So, just a reminder, surf therapy is not about performance. It's not about competition. We're in a safe space. We're here to relax. It's about curiosity, connection, and about being present, all right?
Yeah.
So, to help us relax, just get in the zone, have a look around, and just tell me a couple of things that you can see. Anything.
Well, this nice couple, grey-haired couple. I'm liking these boats. I'm noticing the water is sort of twinkling and sparkling.
Nice.
And here, the nice sort of music in the background.
Nice. So, how are you feeling? It could be in general, it could be about the session today. Tell me something.
So in general, I was a little bit tired. I'm noticing I don't feel very tired anymore. I'm a tiny bit nervous. Yeah, I think with me, I don't really like being a beginner at things. I like to just be a pro. And I think the sea, not that it's that choppy today, so hopefully it's okay, but I know it can be quite humbling sometimes. But yeah, I'm a bit nervous. Like, what if I don't do it right? Or what if I hurt myself? I worry about that, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All fair. So typically when people are stressed, it's because they're thinking about something in the past or the future. So surf therapy is about getting us into a flow state, which is about being present. So there's probably something that is taking a lot of space in your mind. Could be work, some stressful thing, could be relationships, something in your life that may be taking up a lot of space in your mind. So what I want you to do is actually write it on the sand.
Okay.
On the other side. It could be one word, couple of words. I'll give you a moment just to do that. You don't have to tell me. You can just write it on the sand.
Yeah. So I guess I just want to check that I'm doing this correctly. I guess for me, my biggest burden is always like my to-do list, sort of just my work, tasks, things that I need to get done, car tax that I need to pay. Do I need to hone in on one specific thing, or is it just that general feeling of...
You can write to-do lists.
Because that's what I wanted to write.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm always burdened by my to-do list. To-do list. One of my friends got to the bottom of her to-do list. I was like, I have never seen the bottom of my to-do list.
It's never happened.
It's never happened to me.
Liar.
Yeah, right. To-do list, bane of my life.
Okay, nice. So we're going to leave that here on the sand, and we're physically going to walk away from it, okay?
Yes.
Ready?
Ready, let's go. Goodbye. Oh, that feels good.
That's it, we're done.
Oh, I love that. Okay, good.
So I'm going to show you the technique of how to pop up on the board.
Okay.
Hold your balance so you can ride a wave.
Okay.
So remembering it's not about performance. Falling off is part of the fun. We're just about in the ocean, enjoying where we are and being present, all right?
Okay.
So this is your surfboard. The
Yep.
back of the board's called a tail.
Okay.
Front of the board's called a nose. So you want your nose to face the nose. So you can lie down, touch your feet on the tail.
I feel like you should do a demonstration. Okay.
So slide back and make sure your toes are touching the back of the board.
Like this? Or
Perfect. Lovely. So we're going to do the fast forward surf lesson version, okay? So I'm going to push you on the wave, but normally you would paddle to build speed to catch the wave, okay?
Nice. This is the lazy person's lesson. I like it.
So when you pop up on the board, you want your hands to be under your chest, not out in front. There's no power.
Okay.
Under your chest. Now, it's very important that you look forward. That helps with your balance. So you're going to pop up in one motion and land like this.
Like a ninja?
Yes.
Does it matter which leg goes in front?
No, just naturally jump up whatever way you feel. Okay, lovely, cool, stay there. So your body naturally will jump in one direction.
Okay.
You don't have to think about that.
Sure.
Okay, so you've landed in this position, which we call goofy stance.
Oh, really?
It's nothing about you, it's just what they call it.
Okay.
So whenever you land on the board, your balance is staying low, all right? Hands out in front, eyes forward. Your body will follow your eyes.
Okay.
Okay, so try that again.
And should I try and pop up faster?
Ideally, but for now, not important.
Okay, just get up.
Just go for it.
Just go for it. Okay.
Key thing, look forward when you do it. Yeah, love it. Perfect. So your feet are landing flat with good balance. Hands in front. Your body will follow your eyes. There you go. Now, when you're on the wave, the wave's naturally going to push you, right? So you're going to fight your balance a bit. You're not going to let it flop you up, okay?
Okay.
But you're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy the ride.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome. Okay, one more for fun.
Okay.
Lie down. Feet at the back. Now this time, we'll try and pop up a little bit quicker.
Okay.
So we'll introduce a little paddle. Paddle, 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 up. Yes. You got it. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. I'm glad the waves aren't too big. Amazing.
Nice.
Woo.
All right, you ready?
No?
Okay.
Yes, no, I'm ready.
Let's do it. Well done. You did really well. Really well. You're a natural. Amazing. Amazing.
Well, you know, it was being recorded, so I had to get out and embarrass myself. No, but that was actually really fun. And kind of confident, but maybe as I've got older, I don't feel like quite as athletic as I was, or I don't know. Yeah, it was like my first time. I had one class 8 years ago, and that's all I've ever done. So I was a bit nervous, but thank you. I felt in safe hands.
Oh, good. You did great. So remembering today wasn't about performance, right? Even though you did extremely amazing. So before we went in, you wrote something on the sand, right?
Yes.
Something that fills the space in your mind a lot. So did you think about it once when you're in the water?
Absolutely not.
So I assume that this to-do list you have is still there, right? So today's surf session hasn't solved that problem, hasn't taken it away. And surf therapy is not meant to escape life or be an avoidance type of thing, right? That list is still there, but hopefully being in the session, allowing yourself to be in a flow state for a period of time, it's lowered any anxiety that may have been there. But hopefully it's, as you go into your day now, it's either going to give you more confidence to achieve what you need to do, or maybe give you a different perspective. Maybe you're going to look at your to-do list and realize, I don't really have to do half of this.
Yeah.
It's really not important.
I think that's what I've really got from this. Like when you're out in the water, I feel this like real sense of like aliveness. And like, oh, you know, all I need is, I don't know, $100 in my account and I'll surf all day. That's all I need to be happy. You know, and just in my everyday, I'm always worrying about this and that. And what a nice experience just to feel alive.
Totally, you nailed it.
That.
So I always describe it as being in this Zen state, right? Like after I go for a surf, the rest of the day is just a bonus. Like I really don't care what happens. And I'm a little bit tired, I'm a little bit exhausted, but good. Like after workout, exhausted, you know. And
endorphins pumping.
I've had some sun, vitamin D, I've done something fun, I've played, I've just haven't thought about whatever's going on in my life. And I could just sit here for the rest of the day. And so being in that flow state is really what it's about, right? Now, if you get to live at the beach and you get a chance to do that more often, then I definitely recommend like even just going for a swim in the ocean, just stopping on the way home, dropping the kids off at school and just jump in for 5 minutes before you get into your day, because I guarantee you're going to be in a completely different state of mind. You're not going to be rushed. You're going to be more present, and you'll probably achieve even more off your to-do list because you're more focused.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, you know, you touched on like with kids, I live not very far from the beach. So I don't know, sometimes it just seems like the effort to go and get the kids changed. But then when you're here, it's just gorgeous. And what would they be doing at home? Like watching an iPad or something. So yeah, this is much better, much more wholesome.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and also you were talking about, you know, when you're there, and I wasn't thinking about my to-do list. I think because I'm quite ADHD, so I'm always, I'm on the toilet. Wait, no, I need to text that person. Oh shit, I haven't brushed my teeth. I need to tidy up, and I'm late. Oh my God, I didn't invoice that person. That's how my mind works, like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that this kind of surf therapy must help people who have scattered minds.
100%. You know, people may feel burnt out, stressed all the time. And this is perfect for them because it really allows them to just put that aside and be present in the moment, which will naturally relax them. Cortisol levels come down. Their nervous system is like not in fight or flight mode all the time. And they're just like, like I can just chill, you know? If someone's like always got to feel like they've got to be in control or something, having that surf experience really makes them realize like, oh, I'm not in control of the waves. I've got to actually move with the flow of the wave. And, you know, maybe someone that has suffered with or struggled with confidence, you know, I just caught my own wave and achieved that. Now I can go into the workplace and confront my boss with that thing that I need to talk to him about or whatever.
I do feel like I can do hard things now. So thanks for that. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, and I think that what you were saying, you know, you can't control the waves. That's a good sort of analogy for life, right? You know,
for sure.
You can try and swim against the current or, you know, try and control the wave, but you're probably going to get smashed. So surf it, time it right.
Just ride the wave alive. That sounded so hippie then.
Yeah, you are a hippie. A lost Aussie hippie in Thailand. Wow, well, thank you. That's definitely been my most fun interview I've done. I think you're maybe number 22 or 23 now, and that was the most fun I've had. So thank you.
Can we get me everyone else?
Yeah, let's go. Tim Delay, let's go. Oh, well, thank you so much.
Thanks, Helene. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
You're awesome.
Oh, that was amazing.
See you back out there soon.
See you there. Yeah, I'm going to bring my family for sure.
Lovely.